How the Victoria and Albert Museum in China signals a new design for Shenzhen. As with its neighbour, which began British colonial life as an unpromising rocky outcrop in the South China Sea, Albert is so much amused at my having got the island of Hong Kong, wrote Queen Victoria in 1841, of her imperial bauble. The tale of an unpromising beginning emphasizes the vast distance travelled. In Shenzhen's case, being a dozy backwater was, partly, the point. When Deng Xiaoping, China's premier and the architect of its reform and opening, announced in 1979 that Shenzhen would be China's first special economic zone, he hoped that it could become the country's window. If the plan failed, however, the collapse of such a small area wouldn't affect China's development. The plan did not fail. You've almost certainly got a Shenzhen-made product within a few feet of you, perhaps in your hand, as you're reading this. The city, and its hinterland, has become the globe's tech manufacturing capital, home to the headquarters of giants such as Tencent and Huawei. In 2016 alone, Shenzhen built and finished 11 new skyscrapers, buildings over 200 meters tall, more than were completed in the entire United States that year. And the city once famous for churning out copycat products is now home to an arts scene strong enough to convince the UK's prestigious Victoria and Albert Museum, V&A, to open its first foreign outpost here. Shenzhen, in short, has a new identity. The V&A in Shenzhen. The V&A Museum's arrival in Shenzhen last month marked the first collaboration of its kind between an international museum and a Chinese partner. The letters V&A stand for Victoria and Albert, the royal pair so tickled by the unexpected acquisition of Hong Kong in 1841. A decade later, in 1851, Prince Albert organized the Great Exhibition of the Works of Industry of All Nations, which took place in the empire's capital. What would become the V&A opened the following year. It was initially called the Museum of Manufactures, so its presence in what was, not so long ago, the world's factory is particularly apartment. Queen Victoria, 1819 to 1901, and Prince Albert, 1819 to 1861. 5 years after their marriage in 1854. Credit, Roger Fenton, Halton Royals Collection, Getty Images. It has to be said the Shenzhen Museum's initial footprint is tiny, about 250 objects out of a permanent collection of 2.3 million. But to its staff and to the UK government, Lord Ashton of Hyde, Parliamentary Under-Secretary at the Department for Digital Culture, Media and Sport, was in attendance as its representative. This small step carries significant weight. We want the V&A brand in front of the biggest audience we can think of, said Tim Reeve, the museum's deputy director. And if that means more Chinese visitors in South Kensington, the museum's London address, great. It's important for the UK. We want the V&A brand in front of the biggest audience we can think of. Tim Reeve, the V, and as deputy director the museum's China address is a corner gallery on the ground floor of the new SeaWorld Culture and Arts Center, a name which, to Western ears, suggests trained whales and dolphins. SeaWorld, however, is the entertainment quarter of Shekou, an area long popular with expats in Shenzhen. It's been exclusively developed by China Merchants Shekou Holding, CMSK, a division of China Merchants Group. China Merchants, which is state-owned but based in Hong Kong, is used to pioneering steps. In the 19th century, it set up China's first merchant fleet, first Chinese bank and first Chinese insurance company. It's also nimble. Having survived China's 20th century, it's now a financial powerhouse.